Another thing he's changed, Bill, like we talking about, he got functionally stronger. Like, what has he added? He's meaner. I love it.
By Washington. Wembanyama, the fake, the reverse.
Lesson in victory. You don't want to learn a lesson here in defeat.
What a spin move by Wemby.
I mean, he's over 7 feet tall. He looks like he's 6'2".
Wemby, the catch and the finish.
He's meaner because he's a little older, man. He was young, foreign-born player coming into the league, super hyped, really thin. I'm going, he's like nice. And he's like, he's kind of shy in a way. And like, what do I do? He's got none of that. He's shed all of that stuff. He's got this nasty edge to him now where he is walking onto the court and he wants to rip your heart out.
He does. He does.
When it comes to the superstar journey of one Victor Wembanyama, this guy, even as a rookie, had Hall of Famer written all over him. Now looking at year 2, an established all-star had improved, and compared to superstar peers, he was almost eye level. Now, fast forward to his 3rd year, literally and figuratively, he's looking down on the entire NBA, as Victor right now is taking it to everyone, even the best defenders in the NBA.
Off the bench in this second, here's Wembanyama after that ridiculous reverse. Yeah, why not? Wembanyama working Davis, spinning, taking, hitting! Wembanyama fakes the 3. Dazzles, spins, fades. Why not? His 13th rebound.
Barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert.
Wemby shakes, takes.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Victor right now, very early on in year 3, is showing all the signs of an all-time great legend and a future top 10 player ever. Yes, lofty expectations, but this guy's that good. And when you watch Victor play, there's at least one play defensively or offensively that makes your jaw drop every single night. Right now, the San Antonio Spurs, in large part due to Victor, are the Golden State Warriors in the 2010s with Steph Curry, as Steph, much like Victor, would do something every single night you've never seen before.
Clowney trying to go right back at KJ. Wembanyama right there, and then again. Wembanyama catching, ripping through, and a 360 layup.
I like it. Z bangs, gets inside, blocks, stays with it, blocked again.
Guarded by Washington. Wembanyama, the fake, the reverse, and the foul.
For a lot of the great stars in NBA history, they could pass, defend, shoot, and score at an all-time great level. But a very, very select few of those guys were must-see TV and legit one-on-one talents you could not wait to see. Victor, like Steph Curry, is one of those players. Now, building off that Steph Curry comparison, Victor in year 1 and year 2 was a bit too much Steph Curry. I was looking at last year Victor, nearly half of his shots came from 3, and for the first 2 years, it almost equaled 40% of his total shot attempts. That right there for a 7'5" big man is pretty startling. And taking it one step further, looking at made dunks versus made threes. Victor's first 2 years, 285 dunks. Made threes, 270. That ratio is nearly 1-to-1.
What did you say? That's what I thought you said.
As great as Victor was his first 2 years, one of the biggest problems with his game, might be the biggest problem in his game, was taking too many threes, unnecessary threes. To give Victor tons of credit in year 3 to this point, those shots are few and far between, and most nights, they're completely cut out. As looking at his first couple of games, threes taken only 2.8 per game. 2-point attempts, 15.5, that ranks 4th in the NBA, only behind Giannis, SGA, and Tyrese Maxey. And here's a pretty startling stat. Victor in his last game versus the Raptors took a grand total of 0 threes. Out of his entire career, that was the first game ever with a single 3-point attempt.
Well, took you long enough.
I don't want to beat a dead horse too much, where he's 7'5" of an 8-foot wingspan, taking sidestep 35-foot threes. That for the defense is a bailout, something they want you to do. Victor at his best is in the paint and playing under 15 feet. And looking at shot breakdown, compared to last year, it's drastically different. Victor this year shots 10 to 14 feet. Out of his total shot attempts, 13.8% of his shots in that range. 5 to 9 feet, also 13.8%. Now under 5 feet, it's startling, nearly 45%. What Victor's done year 2 to year 3 He hasn't just gotten physically stronger, mentally tougher, he's also gotten smarter, shots he takes and doesn't take. As you watch him play nowadays, the bad 30-foot bombs, sidestep threes are few and far between, if there's any.
Wembanyama not going to take the three, comes inside.
They're expecting to win.
Wembanyama. Yeah, don't bite.
Now, looking at the entire Spurs team right here, this team, just like Victor, has taken a massive leap. And for the first 4 games, they look dialed in, even minus De'Aaron Fox. If you ask me what the Spurs realized after last year, they're trying to conform to the NBA and not vice versa. Having someone like Victor, you have the unicorn, make teams play your style, not the other way around. This year the Spurs imposing their will. I was looking at the Spurs in 2025, threes taken, they ranked 7th. This year, it's dropped to 24th. Now look at paint scoring. The Spurs last year, 48 per game, 17th in the NBA. Right now the Spurs, they rank 3rd, only behind Toronto and New Orleans. That right there for the Spurs coaching staff is an intentional shift from shooting threes to paint dominance. And again, what does that prove? Yes, 3 over 2, it makes sense to take more 3s and 2s. But at some point, there's an exception to that rule. And that exception is Victor.
Know my good friend Wembanyama?
It's Wembanyama.
Wembanyoyo?
Like I said earlier in the video, Victor and Steph Curry and me, they're very, very similar. And looking back at Steph in the mid-2010s, what he did the entire NBA would change the paradigm of how you win. Victor right now, very early on, doing the exact same thing for the 2020s. In the era of small ball lineups, 6'5" centers, that is dying very, very fast. And if you watch Victor these first 4 games, playing phenomenal and dominating in the paint, we all know that. But if you watch the actual game film, how Victor's getting his points is actually pretty easy. As the vast majority of times, he's doing one-on-one in the post or one-on-one in the perimeter. When he beats that guy, there's no backside help. The way the NBA is built right now, with small ball lineups, no shot blocking bigs, is made for someone like Victor to average 40 and do whatever he wants. And right now, he's doing just that.
Steady Eddie, Harrison Barnes, and it is Herb Jones.
But when he's that wide open for 3, you can't give him that though.
Nope.
That's just way too easy.
We'll give it back to him. Yep, Chip Penny did just that, and Victor.
Full court zone pressure from Dallas. Try to slow the advance a little bit.
Oh my!
I am inevitable.
So stopping that right there very quickly, why that film's so impressive, but once again shows Victor versus the best defenders, the best length, even those teams have no answer for him. And looking at that game versus Dallas, look at the defensive lineup. Anthony Davis, near 7-footer. Lively is 7 feet. Flag PJ, 6'7", 6'8". Then Klay Thompson, 6'5", the smallest guy on the floor. If Victor versus that defensive lineup, who has length, height, everything in between, can score 40 points with ease, versus the rest of the NBA, there's simply no answer. So that right there is the end of the video, and I'll say one last thing. For the vast majority of NBA legends, their prime is in their mid or late 20s. When they kind of establish themselves as superstars, future legends, is in their early 20s, from year 2 to year 3, or year 3 to year 4. Victor, right now in our present moment, is having one of those leaps that's one of the biggest of all time. As of course this guy last year was an all-star player, a great player. But right now, top 5 player, and pushing top 3 could be the MVP. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.